I'm Jesse Williams. This here is Mike Vogt. We're here on a nice fall, cold day, and fish are on the move. Leaves are changing colors. We're going to take our new Ascension rods, go out and see if we can catch some fish. What do you think, Mike?
I'm excited.
Let's do it.
Well, late in the season like this, when the water temp starts to cool down, probably 40 miles of river upstream here, pretty shallow water that cools down, and that causes those fish to start migrating down towards the reservoir, hit some deeper water, set up for the winter.
We casting all this way?
Yeah, we're just gonna work this
Okay.
water edge.
I'll swing to the back here.
A little deeper cut running through here, but not too deep, 10, 15 foot.
Okay.
And what we're fishing along here, we got some scattered rice, and it's got a fairly good bank that comes out and breaks down probably 5-6 foot of water. So looking for spots like that, a little bit of current, and hopefully a few fish.
Nice. Let's go.
That's a good fish.
That is a toad.
Nice. Just nailed that bait and gobbled it up. Oh, that water's cold. There we go. That was a nice fish. Here we are, early October, 40 degrees. Water temp sitting at about 46 degrees. For some fish migrations. Just got a nice smallie to start the day out, and hopefully it'll pick up from here on. Nice test for the new rods.
Are these pockets in the points this time of year, or do you think it's more of a bottom transition or an inside hook that seems to hold them?
Yeah, I think more the bottom makeup. You can see that the rice is patchy in spots here, and that tells me that the bottoms, there's something different there.
Maybe gravel or sand versus muck.
Right. Yeah, if you can find a little shelf where it's got a nice, not a steep break, but a good 2-3 foot break, and then flattens out a little bit, that'll usually hold some fish. One thing about this river is it builds high spots all the way throughout, so find a point with a nice high spot just a little bit off the bank, and that'll hold some fish too. That's another nice thing about these rods. We're not using real big crankbaits. We got a fairly light bite-sized crankbait on it. They get it out there nice.
But definitely in the action, I think, with these is so good for it. You got a light, softer tip.
Right.
Gives it a little spring when it comes out the rod.
Exactly.
And then the backbone to really launch them. You showing me up, man.
Really not too far off from that last spot. So. Really good fight. Another nice fish. You gotta love the fight of these.
Oh gosh, they never give up.
No.
That's why you can't have too heavy a rod when it comes to this stuff.
Oh, you just gobbled that bait up too.
Some are barred, some are just that bronze to gold.
Another one that just gobbled it up.
Well, while you're holding this here, I'm going to try to make you net one. I watched right where you landed too, and
yeah,
boy, that thing hit right away.
Right where that little bit of rice is hanging out there, there must be a little transition. I'm just working that edge, waiting for something to come by.
Yeah.
See if we can do it again. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, that's one nice thing about these rods, though. You can feel that weed on there, so you can pick up the pace and get it back to the boat a little quicker, and not fish a weed all the way back to the boat.
All this dying weed or dead weed on the top. that laid down rice, you tick off of it, and if you get just a little bit, you can actually feel it with these Ascensions, and that's a huge key to success, is not being tied up down the whole time.
Fishing that bait right. Another nice thing is they're a nice light rod, so the guy wants to put a full day in, he's not wore out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you can see fishing these short casts like this, you're doing a lot of casts and a lot of moving around. It's
Action fishing.
yeah, it's nice to have something that you can work a lot and not get wore out.
After having that one follow to the boat, I'm watching every time now.
There we go.
Looks like a good one.
Power to it.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish.
Look at that thing just tug. That's fun. That is fun. I just don't want to give up either.
No, but you got good control on him. Nice fish, Mike. There you go.
Nice quality fish. Starting to pump up a bit. That never gets old.
Our term angling tech, meaning that you and I are on the water all the time, putting this stuff, through the hoops and catching fish on it, using different techniques, doing pretty much what these rods are designed to do, and actually knowing a thing about it versus, just throwing the same thing over and over.
Right.
We've switched presentations today. We've tried different types of water and just kind of finding the sweet spot with this.
But we know that the good fish are in these waters, and we know that it's going to be a good test for these rods just to see how they hold up against a
For sure.
heavy fighting fish.
Well, any one of those smallmouth you've caught so far, they've been big fish, hard fighting, and you can really tell the combination of the feel during the presentation, throwing these crankbaits. This fall bite is not as aggressive as, say, a midsummer bite where they're clobbering a bait. So you're having to feel the strike, get a controlled hook set. Making long casts is part of it too.
Right.
And all these rods are doing is allowing us to do each one of those steps. But then as you've gotten them close to the boat, like that last fish, there was no doubt that as that fish bulldogged, you had him under control.
Right, exactly.
So there's a perfect combination of power and sensitivity, and you find it in these rods.
There again, we're not getting that, like you said, that real aggressive bite. So to be able to go with a little bit lighter crankbait, it's kind of key. And these rods do a great job of pitching that lighter bait out there.
If anybody, the crisscross pattern, if anybody has a question about a product or they want to see how this product performs, kind of our part of this as angler techs is more about if somebody says, hey, I want a rod that's going to be able to do this or this or this, and these are kind of my preferences. Because we're out on the water using these all the time, we're able to give them that information rather than just the generic thing,
Right.
So, and that to me is much more appealing from my perspective, our perspective, as it is for the user, the end user, the people that actually want the information. It seems to me like that would be a lot more applicable and more viable information to have. So Mike, what do you think of how things panned out today?
I can't complain. So fishing, it's kind of one of those things. You get a cold front moving in, and you expect things to possibly change up a little bit. But in the end, we got some good fish, and
Yeah.
Good test for the Apex rod.
The new Apex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
I
a
sorta
few
like
hook
it.
sets in and
Right.
landed some nice fish today.
Nice fish. Yeah.
Not so much the quantity, but the quality.
Quality was there.
And I think that'll come with time here. You know,
For
things
sure.
will come back out of this cold front. We'll get back out on the water, put a few more fish in the boat. But it was just a nice ending to the day after starting out so rough and cold. And
Rain and snow.
it
and
feels like fall today. There's
That's
no
for
doubt
sure.
about it.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out more or order an Ascension rod, check out ascensionrod.com. I'm Jesse Williams. This is Mike Vogt. We'll see you on the water.